According to Title 19, NYCRR Part 182.5, which of the following is not an acceptable method for a notary public in New York State to identify a signer? Well, let's have a look at the law to determine our solution, specifically Section 182.5 referenced in the question. And specifically at subsection B, it states that for any individual signing a document who physically appears before a notary public, satisfactory evidence of identity requires identity verification through, and there are a bunch of alternative means. One is being presentation of a back and front of an identification card, including a photographic image of the bearer, as well as the signature of the bearer. Another method is an attestation by the notary that the individual is personally known to the notary. And another is the oath or affirmation of a witness who's personally known to both the individual and the notary. Okay? These are the relevant options for the purposes of our question. And with this in mind, let's look at the four choices to determine our solution. Choice A states personal knowledge of the signer. Well, as we read before, indeed, under subsection B, subsection 3, personal knowledge of the signer indeed is an alternative method. So therefore, choice A is not our solution because we are looking for what is not an acceptable method. Choice B states reliable identification card with a photograph and a signature. And indeed, as we read before, if you have identification with a photograph and a signature, that does work as satisfactory evidence. And again, because we're looking for what is not satisfactory evidence, choice B is not our solution. Choice C states a sworn written statement from a credible witness. As we read before in subsection 4, the oath or affirmation of a witness who's personally known to both the individual and notary would be satisfactory evidence, and therefore choice C is not our solution. So by process of elimination, that leaves choice D. But let's have a look to be sure. Choice D states a digital fingerprint scan. Nothing in the section we just read from allows for a digital fingerprint scan as a satisfactory form of identification, and therefore that is not an acceptable method for a notary public to use, which means that choice D, a digital fingerprint scan, is the correct solution.